We're going to discuss about IC78XX voltage regulator. The voltage regulator is a device which is very important to develop in the process of AC to DC. That too, from the name only, I can say the voltage regulator means we can regulate the constantly, we can regulate the voltage, or it will produce a constant voltage as output, irrespective of the how much the input you are going to give. The maximum input you will give for IC78XX voltage regulator. It is nothing but a one IC. It is a IC we can call that is an integrated circuit. Sometimes we may call this as L78XX. When I go to purchase in a shop, that will be in this way. So it's a family of self-contained fixed linear voltage regulator integrated circuits. Commonly, it will be used for a regulator power supply due to the easy use of and low cost. Now here we can say 78XX. So now these two digit IC 7, 8, X, X. So this XX1 will decide how much voltage the output will get. So this I can say as like you may write I C 7, 8, 0, 5. Then I C 7, 8, 0, 6. Then I C 7, 8, 0, 8. Then 0, 9. Next 10, 11, 12, not after 10, 12, 15, 18, and 24. Like this will be there. This represents which one? This one. Which one? This one represents the output voltage. So from the name number only, we can say that much output it will produce. So IC780 will produce 5 volt constant output voltage. IC7806 will produce 6 volt as output. Then IC7808 means 8 volt output. So like this only it will be there. So the 7805 that is most commonly will use in a regulator 5 volt supply. It will provide the convenient power source. Then what we'll do, let us see how this will be there. So like I need to show the IC, how this IC will be there. Okay, let me show the IC for you. See, this is the IC actually. So see this only, which indicates this only we can call this IC. This is the IC LM7805. See, it has 3 terminal. So like the pin diagram will be like this, 3 terminals in the sense, the first terminal will be input. The third terminal will be your output. The second terminal is connected to ground. Say example, input terminal in the sense, I may get the input as 12 volt. Then output I will produce as 5 volt. Sometimes my input will be 18 volt, but output will be 5 volt only. But this 12 volt and 18 volt and from where you will get, this you will get from the transformer. That is what we said in the complete diagram we shown. That is step down transformer. In the transformer, the input will be AC 220 volt. So that will be converted to AC ripples 12 volt will get. After that, we'll give it to rectifier. After the rectifier, will go to the regulator circuit. This is what the complete power supply normally, right? So now the series voltage regulator, it's a fixed linear voltage regulator. Now it is a plus 5 volt. This is the plus 5 volt DC actually. Remember, this is plus 5 volt DC actually, where we'll get regulated power supply. This regulated IC also adds a provision of, so this will have added with the one more additional circuitry will be there internally, that is called as heat sink. So what is a heat sink? In the sense, now normally what will happen inside the circuit, like sometimes it will get heated up. The circuit what level should not heat up, for that purpose only they'll use a heat sink. Even this can be seen any electronic components. You can see the heat sink in your computers, in the CPU and all. If you might have seen some aluminum, with the aluminum like a heat sink you might have seen. So let me show how this heat sink will be there. See here, I'll show this diagram. See, this is the computer motherboard. You can see any other board, right? So here, which is a heat sink here. This only is heat sink. See, you might have seen the aluminum like this. So what will happen if any heat gets, so the dissipation of the heat, this will control the heat of the circuits normally. This is what will be there in your heat. This one, which one in the 7805 regulator also. Okay. Now what we'll do? Let us study about the pin 1. That is this one. Which one? This pin 1 is a input. The function of the pin is to give the input voltage. It should be in the range of 7 volt to 35 volt, the input range. So first to the point is the input range. The input range will be how much volt, means it should be from 7 volt to 35 volt we can get, we can give. Next thing is, so we apply an unregulated voltage to this pins for regulation, because these all are unregulated voltages. So for 7.2 input, the pin achieve its maximum efficiency. Second, the pin 2, that will be connected to the ground. So for output on the input, the pin is equally neutral. That is 2 means that the ground is means what? The voltage is 0 volt, become neutral actually. Pin 3 is the pin is used to take the regulated output. So that will be like a 5 volt. 5 volt in the sense not accurately 5 actually. The output we may get from the period like it may some deflection will be there, like 4.8 volt to 5.2 volt. So this will be your the output range you may get. Now here we need to see the internal diagram of the this one, which one? 7805. So what will be the internal diagram? Let us see the internal diagram of that. See here, this is the internal structure, voltage regulator IC block diagram. So in examination, you must to draw this diagram. If they ask this diagram, then you have to draw this diagram. Okay, next one more diagram also will come. So the voltage regulator IC block diagram. See here, you can see in this, I will show, this is the input, right? See here, the input is there. Next, we'll get the output. Then this will be your commonly like it will go to ground. See, This is the pin number 1, this is the pin number 2, this is the pin number 2 terminal. So this will be your internal circuit. Now, what the internal circuit will do, so I don't want to go much in detail. This is the pass transistor. So this will pass the input voltage from here to here over there. But you can see what happened here. We are having a circuit in this place. What is this circuit normally? This circuit, it's nothing but a voltage divider circuit. What it will do? It will divide the voltage. Voltage divider circuit. Voltage divider circuit. So like this voltage divider, this point is given to this circuit. What is this circuit in the sense? I can say this is nothing but a comparator, we can say. This is a comparator. It will produce the comparator. Why we need this comparator in the sense? If this voltage, see this point, which point? This negative point, no? I can say this is, we can call this V in. I will call us this is input. Example I'm saying, okay, this is a V in, I can say, or we can call this a VI. Okay, then R1 resistor, R2 resistor, here this will be common, means this will be connected to grounded. Now we can say this will be your reference voltage. What is this reference voltage? The reference voltage is nothing but what the power supply you are given. Maybe you are given the power supply is like a 5 volt example. The 5 volt is nothing but your power supply. What will happen? Whatever the voltage you are having here, this V in will be compared to V reference. Means, so at particular time, what this output will do in the sense, here we are having a circuit. The circuit is called as thermal shunt down under current limiting. So here, what it will do, if the circuit internally, you think about internally, if the circuit is heated up more, the thermally due to the increase in the temperature internally, what will happen? This circuit will shut down your circuitry internally. So that will avoid the damage of the circuits. So that only will do. At the same time, it will limit the current also. That is it. So if more and more current we are getting, like internally we are giving over there due to increase in the temperature internally, so the circuit will be shut. So that is the process of the internally the voltage regulator will do. So it will pass regulated voltage only. I will get in the V out. So now this is now the completely still internal block diagram is there. So here now the next thing is, so what is that? The heat dissipation will be in IC 7805. We need to say how much the heat will dissipate, that you have to see. So for that, the lots of energy is exhausted in the form of heat. So the difference in the voltage of input voltage and the output voltage comes as heat. So if the difference between the input voltage and the output voltage is high, then there will be a more heat generation. So if the input voltage, like simple in the sense, if the input voltage and the output voltage is very high, the difference, okay, then it will generate more power, or we can say it generates the more heat. So without heat sink, that I said here, no, this is a heat, right? Without a heat sink, this too much heat will cause malfunction. If I'm not using this heat sink without this, then automatically what will happen? Your circuitry will get damaged. So it will get burnt your devices or your circuits and all. So with the minimum tolerable difference between the input and output voltage, to keep the output voltage the proper level as a dropout voltage. Now what we need to do? It is better you need to keep your input voltage 2 to 3 volt greater than the output voltage. Means, see here, we are having the input, right? This will be your input. See, it's a simple diagram. This is the second terminal. This is a turn terminal. Now, this will be your input. This will be your output. So, your input voltage, it's like always, we need to have better your input voltage. Like input voltage should be 2 to 3 volt grade. Me example, if it is 5 volt, output is 5 volt in the sense here, input should not be 6 volt. At least it should have more than the output also, at least 2 to 3 volt greater than the output voltage means, so here I can say input can be 7 or 8, not less than 7, not less than or equal to 7 volt your input voltage. Then only we can reduce the dropout voltage. So now a proper heat sink should be placed in to dissipate the excess heat. So we have to calculate heat sink size. It's very important that simply you cannot keep as the size, the larger or smaller size of your heat sink. So for that we are having some formula. It will give the idea to calculate the heat will be generated. So what will be the formula in this? How we can generate the heat in the sense? So let me write heat generated. The heat generated will be how much in the sense? Let me write the formula, that is input voltage minus phi. Okay, input voltage minus phi into output current. See, this is the formula to calculate the heat generated. How much? Now let us analyze. Let us take an example of that. Okay, let us take an example. Now assume a system input voltage means assume a system the input voltage is 16 volt and it required the output current and it required output current how much means 0.5 ampere. So what will be the heat will be generated? How much the heat will be generated? Hg, I am writing as heat generated as Hb. Input voltage is 16 minus 5 into the output is 0.5. So this will be how much? It is 5.5 watts. See how much the heat generated is 5.5 watts actually. That is, what is the meaning of that? The meaning of this 5.5 heat energy is wasted and this much is wasted. Okay, so you have to think this much is wasted. But you can think now, what is the actual energy actually? Actual energy is what is the actual energy? Actual energy is nothing but the power V is equal to V into I. That is nothing but 5 into 0.5. This will be 2.75 watts actually. So now we can say from this will be like almost double energy is wasted at heat here actually. Right. So now if we consider 9 volt, then we'll have like 2x. So from this we can conclude that for the high input voltage, this regulator IC will become highly inefficient. Means I'm saying if you are so that is why you can see in your normal voltage regulators or any other devices, you can see small heat sink will be there. So now here, let me see the one more diagram, that is the internal diagram. The internal diagram of your IC regulator. See here, this is nothing but where IC, the terminal number 1, terminal number 3, terminal number 2. So here this will be terminal 1 is connected to input, terminal 3 is connected to output, the terminal 2 is connected to ground, you see, is connected to ground. But you can see the inside output side, we are having the capacitor. You know that previously what will happen here, we'll have the circuit called as rectifier will be there. Along with the rectifier, we'll connect the capacitor. That capacitor only this, the C1, right? After this only, we'll connect this. So normally here, what is the value of those capacitors? So we need to know the value of those capacitors will be like we can assume or we can have in this way. See, where the C1 is nothing but 0.1 microfarad, where C2 is nothing but 1000 microfarad, where C3 is nothing but 1000 microfarad, where C4 is 0.01 microfarad. So from this, we can say the C1 and the C4, it's very small value, correct? Very small value, but C2, C3. So C2 and C3, we have to use the larger value, we have to use capacitor value. Then only we'll get, as you know, you remember that previously we studied in half wave rectifier or full wave rectifier, we have to connect output one more capacitor, we have to connect, as I said, as largest capacitor value if we use, you can reduce the ripples. So that is the reason we are using the largest value of the capacitor. The purpose of the coupling of the components is will be given here. That is nothing but where the C1, what is the C1 is nothing but it is the bypass capacitor. So it will be used to bypass the very small extent spikes to the earth. Then the C2 and the C3 are their filter capacitance. The C2 and the C3 are, so let me write here, where the C1 is bypass capacitor, where C2 and C3 are filter capacitors. C2, C3 are filter capacitors. So here, like normally the C2 will be used to make the slow changes in the input voltage given to the circuit to the steady form, where the C3 will be used to make slow change in the output voltage from the regulator. So when the value of these capacitors like C2 and C3 increases, the stabilization will be increased. So now what is C4 actually? The C4 capacitor also is like a C1. That is also I can call as it is a bypass capacitor. So it will be used to bypass very small extent spikes to the ground. So this will be done without influencing the other components. So that is what nothing but we can say voltage regulator. So little bit some more diagrams I will show with you, like these are the things we can have. Some extra things I will show. See, this is what like each and every regulator will have some data sheets like the type numbers here we are shown. So here these are all the type numbers. So for the relative type numbers, the output voltage, how much it is. 0.5 means we have 5 volt, 0.6 means 6 volt, 8, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24. This ranges only we are having. See the corresponding, the regulator we are having here, 1, 2, 3, typical package, 1 input, 2 ground, 3 is output. The heat sink surface is connected to pin 2 actually, the heat sink surface. Normally it will be connected to pin 2. LM7803. No, there is no LM7803. The output actually, if you want to get the output as 3 volt, this is a voltage regulator. Even you can design your own, but still it is available with, even it is available also. We can use, but here it's not there because this is 780 series that may have in some other series. For example, this is 78. Like instead of that 780, you may have some other numbers also. 3 volt also is available, but in this series it's not available. I hope you understood this voltage regulator here. Now we'll study or we'll do some of the numerical problems on rectifiers. In the half-wave full wave rectifier, there are some numerical problems is there. So we need to add.